So let's start a class. Today's class, because I told you yesterday about the process of strategic management, right? How the strategy is formulated, how it is implemented, and how it is evaluated. Before this part of the strategy, I told you there are two important parts. One is the strategic intent, the introduction of the strategic intent, and the second one is the environmental scanning. So, and I told you all these steps will be a detailed chapter in our future classes. So coming up with our first step, which is strategic intent. So we'll talk about strategic intent today. And I told you strategic intent includes the first part of strategic intent starting is vision and then the mission part. So let's start with the agenda of the class. What are we going to study today? So for the agenda of today's classes that I'll tell you what strategic intent is, or how strategic intent was developed, who developed it, because at times there could be questions in objective. If you're preparing for objective questions, there could be a question for it. I will also show you a paper of Harvard Business Review that HBR, and as in how strategic intent was introduced. You can look at that paper if you want. We can send a link to you and you can read it afterwards, right? So we'll talk about strategic intent. We'll come to vision and mission, the part of the strategic intent. Then we'll talk about a little about how the hierarchy of the goals, as in the goals that we have decided, how that hierarchy follows. We'll talk about it. And then we'll talk about the process of developing mission and vision, how we develop a mission for the organization, how we develop a vision for the organization. We'll talk about the importance of mission and vision. We'll talk about the characteristics. We'll talk about the components and how we can evaluate them. So this will be the basic agenda for today's class. All right. So let's start with our class today. So like I said, strategic intent. So before I tell you what strategic intent is, okay, let me start with the definition of what strategic intent is. So what is strategic intent? Strategic intent, like I told you, we are talking about the aspirational plans or intended direction where we want to be, All of you know what is the meaning of intention, right? So strategic intent, when we talk about, it talks about or it describes the activities or the aspirational plans or our intended direction where we want to be, where we want to proceed. That is basically strategic intent. So where we want to be, our aspirational plans. So understand, but that is one of the major reasons why we include vision and mission. Vision is included first. Vision is the first part of strategic intent, because vision also says the same thing, that where we want to be. While I discuss what vision and vision is, as of now, I'm just telling you the strategic intent is aspirational plans or intended direction where we want to be. This concept of strategic intent was introduced by Hamill and Prahlad. I think that goes back in 2005. We will just check that for you. I will show you a paper that was written in HBR. Let's go through that paper also once. Yeah, this is the paper. I hope everybody of you is able to see this paper. This paper is from Harvard Business Review, and this talks about, yes, it was in 2005 this paper was written, and it actually talks about strategic intent, right? So it says today managers in many industries are working hard to match the competitive advantage of their new global rivals. Competitive advantage was one of the major objective of strategic management. Yesterday I told you. So see, today managers in many industries are working hard to match the competitive advantage of their new global rivals. They are moving manufacturing offshore in search of lower labor costs, rationalizing product lines to capture global scale economies, instituting quality circles, and just-in-time production. So when you read this paper, the ultimate thing that you would recognize or you will come to know is that strategic intent is not a big concept, but yes, it definitely tells us about the aspirational plans and the activities where we want to be. So understand that the first part of the strategic intent is the vision, right? Right. So I hope you've understood what strategic intent is, right? And if you want, we can send you the link of this paper. You can just have a reading of it just to understand, because the thing that I have put in precise words for you, everything is, this is a concise version. Just 3 lines, these 2 lines is a concise version of what strategic intent is. Right. Now the strategic hierarchy. We need every organization. If we talk about any organization, an organization is surviving, an organization is there because there are goals that they are going to achieve. We want to, so I want to do engineering. So my goal is to earn an engineering degree. So what I will do, there will be a vision, there will be a mission, there will be a strategy I'll prepare, and there will be objectives. These objectives would be that firstly, I have to clear my SSC 10th examination. Then I have to choose in my 11th and 12th, I have to choose maths as a subject. These objectives will help me to attain my goal. Goal is to earn an engineering degree. And for that goal, I will make an action plan. So this is a normal stature of what the strategic hierarchy is. That initially we have a vision, then we go to mission. This mission will lead to strategy. So see, this strategy part that I'm talking about, so this will be all about our strategy formulation, our strategy implementation, and our strategy evaluation. This part, vision and mission, I told you this is strategic intent. In between this, yesterday I told you that there will be environment scanning, right? Strategic intent, the vision and mission part, and then environment scanning, and then we'll lead towards the strategy and how the objective leads to goal, and then the action plan, right? So let's start with what is vision, what is mission. See, we are paying a lot more focus toward this particular part of vision and mission, because we think that, you know, vision and mission are very easy topics. Vision is where we want to be, and mission is what our business is all about. But understanding the statement, what is in between those lines is very important, because at times there are questions that you might know, but because of the options that are given, very close options, you're not able to choose the correct answer, right? So let's start with what is vision. So vision is a picture that tells the firm where the firm wants to be, as in what it ultimately wants to achieve. Ultimately wants to achieve. As in, what do you want to become? What is your future goal? How do you see yourself in the next 10 years or in the next 5 years? That is what vision statement is. So when I say that it talks about where we want to be in the future, where we want to be in the future. So this vision what will vision do is, it will help people feel that what they are supposed to be doing. For example, my vision is to become a famous teacher. This is the vision I see, that I want to become a famous teacher. Now, this vision will be the foundation of my mission. This vision will be the foundation of my mission. So understand, mission will lead to a vision. So when I talk about vision, vision talks about future, where I want to be. Now coming to the mission part, mission tells us the present, as in what our business is. What our business is. Whom do we want to serve? What our business is means what is the reason of our existence? What is the reason of our existence? Now, what is vision? Like I told you, mission, mission. So mission can be changed. As of now, like I said, example, vision is I see a vision that I want to become a famous teacher. But as of now, my mission is to teach at a coaching center. This is my mission as of now. Maybe my next mission would be that I have to teach in IMA. I need to teach in a organization, in a educational institution. Maybe I want to teach in IMs. That is one of my mission. As of now, my mission is that I want to teach in a coaching center. My second mission could be, now the mission has changed because I've taught in the coaching center. That mission has been accomplished. Now there is another mission. That mission has been accomplished. Now my mission is that I need to teach in IMs. That's my second mission. Maybe I have also achieved that mission. The third mission is that I want to share a lot of knowledge. That is my third mission. So now you are seeing missions can change, but ultimately, depending upon our vision, our missions can change and we accomplish those missions, and that mission, particularly those missions, tells us where we want to be in the future. Like my future, my vision is that I want to become a famous teacher. How would I become a famous teacher? By accomplishing my all the missions. My first mission I have accomplished, I have taught in the coaching center. My second mission I have accomplished, that I have taught in a A1 educational institution. My third mission was just to share the knowledge. So all those my missions have let me accomplish my vision. So as of now, here I'm in the present. Mission talks about the present. Vision tells us where we want to be in the future. So what does mission reflects? Mission reflects the values, our beliefs, and philosophies. Right? Plus, it will also give foundation for our priorities. Like my priority is that my priority right now is that I need to stay with my family, and this coaching center is near to my home. So I have decided that right now I will teach at a coaching center which is near to my home. So now you see, it is a foundation for our priorities, our strategies, our plans, and work assignments. Right? This vision and this mission together helps the firm to achieve all kind of strategies that the firm is going to opt for. I hope vision and mission is clear to all of you, right? So you understood what vision and mission is, right? Any question that you want to understand? If there is something that you have not understood about vision and mission, please tell me. You've understood, right? Let's just have a simple difference diagram so that you are able to understand it much better, right? So this is our mission and this is our vision. Vision is the first part, okay? Strategic intent, when we talk about vision, is the first part. Money is like mission, and then vision. Yes. So I will tell you, like I said, mission can be changed because at time there is a particular mission that you want to achieve. Maybe you have achieved that mission and now you have a different mission. But your vision is that particular, like I said, I want to reach the stars. I have decided, my vision is that I want to reach the stars. But to reach the stars, I have small missions that I have to accomplish. Firstly, my mission would be that I have to, study throughout. Then I have to study, I have to do, what do you call that? Aeronautical engineering. Then, I have to complete my 10th first. I have to complete my 12th first. Those are my short missions. And these missions, what presently I am doing is my mission. And then this mission will lead to vision. This is a basic layman example. But when we talk about an organization, mission tells what we are doing in our present, what our business is, what we are doing as of now. Let's look at the differences. So mission tells us about the reasons of existence. As in, what is our fundamental purpose? So what is our fundamental purpose tells? As in who we are and what we do. Wherein vision tells us where we want to be. So basically, mission tells us about the present state of affairs. And this tells us about the future. Right? Then we have same meaning. What do we stand for? And vision will tell us what do we aspire for. Mission identify our present values, philosophies, right? And what does vision do is it identify our future dreams. Mission statements are generally longer. Vision statements are brief. And like I said, one mission accomplished, second mission accomplished, third mission accomplished. So see, you are taking short period of time. So mission is generally for like 2 years or 3 years, 2 to 3 years. But a vision is for like 10 years, a 20 years vision is this. The organization 20 years vision is that they want to be the fastest or the quickest service providers. This is our vision. And then this changes, very important, this changes on requirement. And this does not, like we can say that it involves minimum changing. Or it does not, right? So this is what our vision and mission is. I'm sure that you've understood what vision and mission is. Now what we will quickly do is we will understand what are the steps of the vision and mission. Okay. See, vision and mission, you understand, you have also seen maybe in our organizations, like in our educational institution also, when you enter the educational institution, the vision and the mission statements are written. So you have realized that they do have a meaning, but what they actually are, they are statements. Right? But how do we select these statements? How do we ensure that, this is the particular statement, or this is the particular vision, or this is the particular language I have to use to make this particular statement as a mission statement or a vision statement. So what we do is we do a lot of analysis, we do a lot of paper reading so that we have this vision and mission. So we'll have steps and I will introduce with the steps. So the first step is that you need to read a lot of articles, wherein you can have a lot of information, right? And who read these articles and information? The managers are going to read a lot of articles, information, the background information, as in how a vision, like maybe they have read vision statements of many organizations, they have read mission statements of many organizations, maybe they have read articles on vision and mission statements. So you have to read a lot first of articles and have lot of information or background information. And who is going to read all this is managers. You ask your managers to read. Once the managers have read all these articles and vision or mission statements of different organizations, you ask them to prepare their own statements. What you do is you ask them to prepare your own statements of vision and mission. So what you do is ask managers to prepare a vision and mission statement. So if they want to prepare a mission statement, they will make sure that the mission statement includes our values, our beliefs, our philosophies. If they want to make a vision statement, they will look for a statement that talks about where we want to be in the future. So what you do is you ask the managers to prepare a vision or a mission statement. The third step would be so there'll be many managers. So what you'll do is you will collaborate all those vision and mission statements, right? What you will do is you will merge these statements into a single document. And prepare a draft and then rotate it to all the managers. Prepare a draft and rotate to all managers. Now, once that particular draft, which is the merging of all the statements provided by different managers, now what you will do is with that draft, you people will have a discussion. The managers can have a discussion. And what they do in the discussion, they can modify, they can add, or they can delete what is needed and revise the document. Right? You will revise the document. See, the fourth step that I'm talking to you about, which says that, we will have a discussion. At times, what organizations do it, that after they have prepared a draft, they hire a consultant because, there could be groups of managers who will say that we need to add this. There will be some managers who are in one group will say, no, we do want to delete this particular thing. So at time, what organization do, so to remove any kind of biasness, what they do is for all the discussion to discuss that particular single document or the draft that has been prepared, what they do is they hire a consultant. They hire a consultant and ask him to modify or delete, because that consultant would be unbiased, right? That particular, and then what you do is once that has been made, you frame it into a language which is accessible or readable to all the people, right? So basically what you do is while you're preparing a vision or a mission statement, firstly you collect all information, you understand what languages you can use, what language as in an easily understandable language, right? And then you ask your managers to prepare a vision and a mission statement. Managers, why do we select managers? Because they are the core team members. They know what business we are into, right? And where we want to be. After the statements have been given by the individual managers, we merge those statements into a single document and we prepare a draft. Either we rotate that draft to all the managers or we hire a outside consultant for the unbiased view, and then the modification and the deletion, anything you want to delete, anything you want to add. And that's how a vision or a mission statement is prepared. All right. Clear with everyone? Please write yes or no if you are clear with the steps. Before I proceed further, please let me know you've understood that how a vision or a mission statement is prepared. Then I'll move to the next session, the second part. I'm waiting. Let me know if you have understood how we prepare the statements, the vision statement and the mission statement. Yes. Okay. All right. The fourth step. Okay. Raju, you were asking for the fourth step, right? The fourth step is, like I said, while all the managers have given their individual statement, in the third step, what we do is we collaborate all those statements, we merge those statements, right? After merging of that statement, there will be one particular document. In that particular document, if you want to add any different line, or you want to delete some specific lines, any modification that happens in that draft that has been prepared in the third step is the fourth step. When you modify it, when you try to achieve the last part wherein the vision and mission has been prepared, right? Where you modify something, you add something, you delete from the draft that has been prepared. Okay. And this modification, this addition or this deletion can be done by discussing through the managers who have prepared the draft, or we can hire a individual consultant who will obviously have some unbiased views, and he will prepare that for us, right? Let's go to our next part, which is the importance of vision and mission. See, okay, I have a question. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, importance. Why vision and mission are important? So what is their importance? What does mission and vision do? So they provide a consensus. They provide a consensus for the purpose of the organization. They provide consensus for the consensus of purpose of organization. Secondly, with the help of the vision and mission, we will be able to allocate our resources. How? My mission is that I have decided that, in the next 2 to 3 years, I'm going to introduce 2 to 3 new products in my organization. These 2 to 3 new products that have to be developed, we required organizational resources, we required more of human resource, we required finances, we require a research and development team who is going to tell us how the product is to be developed, right? So vision and mission will also tell us, or will be important for the allocation of organization resources. They also tell us how our organization climate would be. These vision and mission, I've told you, I taught you in the first that diagram, that these vision and mission will translate our purpose, will translate our purpose into objectives that can be achieved. All right. So this is the importance of vision and mission. It is very important that you have to introduce the vision and mission before you try to make any kind of strategy, or you formulate any kind of strategy or any objectives or the goals that you want to receive. The reason is vision and mission will have they will create a boundary, or they'll create a connection between your stakeholders, Who are your stakeholders? Your customers, right? Your customers, your shareholders, your employees. And this vision and mission will help you communicate with your stakeholders. This is very important, very important, very important, that vision and mission are actually vehicles of communication between the organization and its stakeholders. Through your vision and mission, your customers would know what you are going to serve. Your employees would know how they need to work. So vision and mission, what they actually do is they create a connection. They help you communicate with your stakeholders, whether it is the internal stakeholders like your employees or your shareholders, or the stakeholders which are the externals, which are your customers. So this is the vision, the importance of vision and mission, right? Now, the next step, what we'll talk about is, we have talked about the vision and mission. We'll talk about the characteristics. See, now we'll talk about mission, because mission is something which is going to change. Vision is which is already there. Now we'll talk about the characteristics of mission, right? We'll talk about the characteristics. See, vision will be there forever. Mission keeps on changing. Mission will change, and when mission will change, the objectives will change, the strategies is going to change. So you see, it is a very high risk decision thing, right? It is a very high risk decision thing. So characteristics of mission would be that it should, number one, it should tell us about the competitive score. Competitive score. It should determine the competitive score. What is competitive score? Competitive score can be narrow or wide. Narrow or wide. Narrow means competitive score. Narrow means that this is the only market, one geographical area I need to consider, right? This is the only one geographical area that I am going to sell my products. Narrow, that's like one market segment. When we talk about wide, it means that more than one. Like several markets. So a mission should determine the competitive score. Secondly, it should focus on multiple achievable goals. Inconsistency with our vision. Thirdly, it should emphasize on Companies' core values. Fourthly, the mission should define the products, the customers, markets, right? And the last point, it should be inspirational, meaningful, and easy to remember, right? These are the characteristics of mission. Now, there are 9 components. That is why we say that mission tends to be longer. I told you, right? Vision is usually small statements, but mission tends to be longer. The reason mission tends to be longer is that there are 9 components we should make sure. For a good mission statement, the mission statement should include the following 9 statements. What are those 9 components? I will tell you. Okay. The 9 components. See, there is no best mission statement. Every organization, depending on its product, its customers, its values, and their beliefs, they have got their own mission statements. But what we suggest for our writing purpose of the examination, they might ask you, what are the 9? How do you describe that this particular mission statement is a best fit mission statement, right? The best fit mission statement would only be the one which includes these 9 components, right? So we'll talk about those 9 components. Number 1, customers. When I say customers, I mean who are the end users. Then the mission statement should include the second thing that I told you about was products and services. Products and services. As in, what are our major products? The third one is market. Market means the geographical area that we are going to look for. The fourth one is technology. As in, is our firm technology current? Do we have got all those technologies which are required to produce the products and services? Is the organization sound with the technology that is required, right? The fifth one is concern for survival, growth, and profitability. As in, is the firm committed towards growth? Is the firm, as in the firm is not going to be stagnant, that, you know, I have achieved this much of profit, now I will work in a very small pace. No. Is the organization concerned towards achieving more? Is it concerned, we are committed towards the survival and growth and more profitability? The sixth one is self-concept. Self-concept here means that the organization is into distinctive competence. As in, it has got some kind of products, it has got some kind of technologies, it has got some markets or geographical area which are distinct from others, distinct from the competitors. The seventh is concern for public image, which means is the firm responsive towards social or environmental concerns. That you are doing something for the CSR, corporate social responsibilities. You are respecting the environment. You are not using, too much of plastic that is creating a havoc in the environment, right? You have a concern for your public image. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. The eighth one is concern for employees. That means, are you treating your employee as a valuable asset? And the ninth one is philosophy. As in, I told you what mission tells us about our basic values, our beliefs, our aspirations, our ethical priorities. So a vision, a mission statement to be a best fit, we need to include all these 9 components. We have a question. And ma'am, concern for survival is sustainability focus only. No, not sustainability focus only. Not only sustainability, not the only sustainability part. Concern for survival is that you need to survive to be sustained in the organization. Plus, you are including the growth and profitability part also, right? Not the sustainability focus, just to sustain. No. See, you are drinking water just to sustain, right? But if you are drinking fruity also, you are drinking Coca-Cola also, that is not for sustainability. So sustainability is that you are doing normal as other people are doing. But for survival, when I talk about survival and sustainability, apart from the survival and certain sustainability, you need to focus for growth and profitability. So the ma'am, concern for survival is sustainability focus only. Ayaz, I'm not able to understand this question. Concern for survival is sustainability focus only. I hope you know what is the meaning of sustainability. Sustainability means that you are utilizing the resources so that the resources can be used in the future also, right? This is what you mean? Yes, right? This is what you mean, right? Okay. So these are the 9 components. You need to remember the 9 components. I know there are subjective questions that might ask you. This is one of the questions that has been asked in the previous year question paper of UPSC management optional examination. Very important question. They asked you to describe the steps of mission statement and how do you consider? So there could be a question that can be asked. How do you consider that a particular mission statement is a perfect fit statement? You can write your answer like this, that, a particular fit mission statement, a mission statement can be considered a total fit if it includes these 9 components. More than enough for you to understand, right? So we have understood what are the 9 components of the mission and vision. Now, the last part of it is how do you write and evaluate mission statement? So how do you write and evaluate? Like the first step I said, when we start writing the mission statement, what we do is we do a lot of research. We read a lot of articles. We read a lot of, find out a lot of background information. So basically what we do is we also study actual companies who have already been established. We study actual company missions. And then we see what have they included, what are they into, have they included the part which has been there in their organization, what their business is into, what are their customers, what are their philosophies. So before you write or before you start writing a mission statement, you need to actually have a lot of information. You need to read a lot of articles. You need to have a lot of background information. You need to actually study the different companies' actual missions. Secondly, what you need to do is that you understand that there is no best fit mission. See, so what you can do is you can reevaluate, identify what is not required, what are the 9 components. See, maybe there are at times that you make a mission statement that might have only the 6 components, right? So there is no best fit mission, but there could be a good judgment about it. And it should be informative, okay, inspiring, and motivating. See, at times you will think that you can't include all the 9 components, but right, all the 9 components cannot be included, but these 9 components, it is not definite that you need to have. Maybe, I want to make a very small mission statement and I am unable to include all the 9 components. All these 9 components, what are they doing is they are increasing the effectiveness of your mission. So that is why we say that it is good to have all those 9 components as a part of your mission statement, right? So this was all about vision and mission. When it comes to objective questions, it will have lot of questions which have double meaning questions, wherein you might think that this is the particular answer and the answer should be, wherein you are confused between the options. But when it comes to a subjective paper, mostly they ask you how do you develop a vision or a mission statement. So the 4 steps that I have told you, I've taken that from the Fred R. David book, Strategic Management. It is from international author, and these are the only basic 4 steps. They might ask you for the components. These are the major questions, like the direct questions that they ask you for the vision and mission statement. So we are actually completed with the strategic intent part, right? So I told you the strategic intent part. When we talk about the strategic intent part, what strategic intent includes is, strategic intent is the first part of strategic intent is vision, and through that vision we have different missions. But we also need to understand what core values are and what our goals and objectives are. So let me just give you a brief questions are not being asked on this part as in literary, but you need to understand what core values are and what our objectives or goals are, right? So when I talk about core values, so core competencies, I think somebody asked me a question yesterday. Core competencies are the skills and the capabilities. But what are the core values? Core values are how we are going to behave during the process. For example, what could be our core values? Practice, highly standardized or high ethical standards, my core value is no matter what, the product that I am going to make will never harm the environment. It is going to respect the environment. So that is one of my core value, respect the environment no matter what. My core value is that I will keep on innovating new products, which means that I am going to meet the changing needs of the customer, changing needs of customer. I want to be, my core value is that no matter what, I want to be best in the between my competitors. Through which I can do that? Through excellence, or maybe fairness, or maybe transparency. So what are core values? Core values tells us as in how we are going to behave during the process. These are the core values. These are the core values. Now, apart from the core values, what we have? Objectives and goals. At times you will see that objectives and goals are interchangeably used, but goals are our end result that we want to accomplish. Objectives are short statements that will lead to the goal. I have a particular object like mission, like I told you about mission, and then the vision. So I've got 9 objectives. These 9 objectives is related to a particular goal, right? My objective is I want to come first in the class. My objective is I want to earn the scholarship also. My objective is I need to have, I need to have different other scholarships. My objective is this. My objective is this. And the last goal is to clear the UPSC examination. So all those objectives, these are the short statement that will lead to the goal that we are going to achieve, the end result we are going to achieve. So when we talk about these objective and goals, it is very important that these objectives and these goals should be SMART. What do we mean by SMART? SMART means that they should be specific. I should know what is my goal, what is the proper objective. It should not be haywire, it should not be vague, it should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. Achievable as in, you cannot make a complex goal that you can't achieve, or any complex, it cannot be a complex thing that you do not have the capacity, you do not have the capability, and you still want to achieve it. So it should be achievable. It should be realistic. As in, yes, it can be achieved. It should be realistic in nature. Plus, every time if you want to have success or you want to achieve a goal or an objective, it should be timely bound. Right. So all the objectives and goals should be SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely bound. What are the examples of objective or goals? Our objective or goals could be like, for an organization, I want to increase my profit margin. That's a specific objective, right? Profit margin. It could be measurable. Yes, I'll be able to measure it. I'll be able to measure the performance of the organization, the people that are working. I'll be able to know whether there will be an increase in the profit margin or not. There's a certain time period that I need to increase the profit margin by the end of this year. It should be like 20% profit margin. I'm a small organization. I can't think of, 100% right now I have to do. So it should be achievable. It should be realistic in nature. For example, I want to increase the efficiency. I want to improve employee training. So these are some kinds of objectives. So when you talk about, when you have to differentiate between objective and goals, there is no as such difference. Yes, at times you will see that they are interchangeably used, but yes, objectives are shorter statements that lead towards the goals, right? So this was all about strategic intent. I can share the HBR paper. You can have a look about it. Strategic intent is nothing that it gives us the direction. It tells us about the aspirational plans, where we want to be. Strategic intent, first part is describing the vision. After the vision, we talk about the mission. Vision is something which is minimally changed, but missions can be changed. Missions are for like shorter period of time. But then after that, we talked about how we develop a vision and mission, right? We talked about their characteristics. We talk about the 9 components that are included in a mission when we want to judge a mission, or we want to say that it is a best fit mission, right? What does vision and mission do? They clearly have a connection. They help us to communicate with our internal and the external stakeholders. Then we talk about how we can write a vision or mission statement and how we can evaluate it. That is all for vision and mission. I am sure that the things or the details that I have provided you about vision and mission, I think that this will be more than enough, and you would not require to read extra or have extra knowledge about it. You might have books, you can go through them, but this will be, you know, more than enough for your competitive examination. So any question before we proceed towards the questions, the practice questions, please let me know on the chat box if there are any questions that you want to ask for. Let me know if you want to ask any question, or if you want to, you know, want me to unmute you and then you want to ask question, please let me know. I will ask any questions that you would like to ask. See, I'm trying to take things in a gradual manner. I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to, you know, make sure that each and every word. Okay. Raju has a question. Wait. Yeah, Raju, ask me a question. What question do you want to ask?
Ma'am, good evening, madam.
Good evening.
And as you said, mission can be changed over a period of time.
Yes, because it is for a short period of time. Suppose you have a mission for 2-3 years. Now that mission has accomplished, right? Now that mission has accomplished. So you can have a new mission, right?
Can't we change the vision once we achieve the vision?
See how vision is for like 10 to 16 years. Like my vision is, I'm a teacher. What could be a vision for me? That I want to be the best. Any organization wants to be, see, let's take the example of, vision. See, nothing is, change is constant. You know this, right? There could be at times that, you know, the organization have got into merger and acquisition. They have acquired a company. They have merged into a different company. Now they have got something else to do. Maybe there are chances that they might change their vision, right? You get that point? There could be a reason that merger and acquisition has done. There has been a financial disaster for the organization and they have now acquired another organization. Now, because they have collaborated with a different organization, there are chances that it can change its vision, but there are very minimal chances that a company goes for a change in the vision statement. For example, the vision statement of my institute, Human Peritus, is that I want to be the world-class institution of providing knowledge. What can be more than this? Tell me. What can be more than this? I want to be a world-class institution, right? My mission can change, right? As in, now I'm teaching UPSC management students. I might teach UPSC anthropology statements. I might teach JRF students. These are my small missions. They might change once I start achieving them. But my vision is still same, right? I would want to be the best excellence or the world-class institution which provided knowledge, which creates future leaders. So there are very minimal chances of changing a vision. But yes, we cannot say that it can't be changed. Yes, it can be changed, but very minimal chances.
Thank you so much.
All right, Raju, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, all right, we are done with our vision and mission. Like I told you, this will be more than enough. Please write to me any feedback, anything that you want to include in my teaching portfolio, please do that, right? Now, let's quickly go through the practice questions. Let me see that people who are there, who are the participants over here, were able to listen or were able to understand what I was telling them. So I'll take you through the practice questions, okay? Great. Okay, which of the following provides direction, serve as standards, for evaluating performance and motivate members of the organization. Direction. Can you show the core valves? Okay. Core values side. Core values. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Raju, I think I have erased the core values. So you have to core values. Raju, let me just give me a second. Raju, I have erased it. So when you see the lecture, I'm sure then you will able to see that. Do you want to ask something in the core values?
No. I just wanted to see the slide so that I could take the
notes, right? Then you have to see. I'm really sorry for that. I've actually erased it because there were less slides. I'll make sure that next time I have more slides and I've got things to write on, right? Okay.
Thank you, madam. No issues.
Okay, let's go to the questions. Which of the following directions serve as standards for evaluating performance and motivates members of the organizations? The answer is objectives. See, objectives provides us directions. Objectives through the mission, you know what mission is, you know what the values are. There could be a chance that you are confused between the question objective and goals. But when we talk about objectives will give us direction so that we can achieve the goals. So here, what is going to provide direction? Objectives are going to provide us directions. Strategic intent. Remember, I told you who wrote that paper? Who wrote that paper? Answer A. Prahlad wrote that paper, right? We have a question. A. Good, good. Okay, I'll see the answers first and then I will discuss. I'll go through the answers from my end. Match the items. Okay, this is a very important question. Has been asked in multiple of the management question papers. Please answer to it. Okay, so we know what, tell me what mission is. So mission is, it gives us the reason for existence. So we know that A has a answer 4. So means we need to check between option number A and D, right? What does, now we'll go to plan. Activities needed to accomplish a plan. Plan come with programs. D2. I hope the answer is A, but you need to tell me strategic intent, vision. B1. Let's see who have given the answer. Bindya. Okay, A. Let's see. Good, correct. The answer is A. It means that you were listening to me in the class. I am happy to hear about it. Let's go through the another question. Okay. Strategy, vision, mission, objectives. What do we want to become? That is vision. Means by which long-term objectives can be achieved. Strategy. Specific results that an organization seeks to achieve. This is a complicated question. I want answers. Okay, let's see the options because this is the previous year question. What do we want to become? Is a vision, right? B3. B3. We have got two options, A and C. Okay, let's see what the answer is because I'm not getting any answers. I think people are confused. Statement of purpose that distinguishes purpose, mission, C1. I've given you hints. A, let's see. Yes, the answer is A. Good. So just have a closer look to the options. Okay. Through the options, it is very easy to identify. Right. Purpose. Purpose tells us about the mission. Where do you want to become? Tells us about the vision. Two of the options you already know. Let's go to the another question. What is the starting point of strategic intent? I know everybody knows this answer and I want everybody to answer this question. Come on. Yeah, I've got 2 answers, 3 answers. More answers from this point. I want this question to be answered. 4. Yes, let's see. D, vision. Great. Dash are short-term milestone or benchmark that the organization must achieve in order for longer-term objectives are to be reached. Objective leads to what? Tell me. Objective leads to what? Longer-term objectives leads to? I told you the hierarchical structure. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have got different answers. I told you after the objective, exactly. Rashmi has given the right answer, goals. D, yes. Remember the hierarchical structure that I told you. Vision, mission, strategy, objective, goals. The last part, goals. Let's see what the answer is. D, goals. What are the elements that a mission statement of an organization should include? Self-guidelines for business operation, what business we are into. Reason for existence, yes. Our customers, so the answer would be, it's a very easy question, all of the above. Yes. Okay. Okay. Statements that are the best when they reflect a vision, an almost impossible dream, and provides direction for the next 10 to 20 years are called? C, strategy. Okay. Oh, it says mission. Statements that are the best when they reflect a vision. I told you, mission, mission, mission will help you achieve the vision. Mission, 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 mission reflects a vision. Vision. Anybody has got a question regarding to this particular question? Mission. Understand. What would reflect a vision? My mission is this, my mission is this, my mission is this. When I accomplish my mission, how do I accomplish all these missions? Because I've got a particular vision where I have to reach. So, right? Statements that are the best when they reflect a vision. What is our goals? Our goals will change, right? Missions also change, but strategy, objective. Check the options. Please check the options. Missions reflect our visions. Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason they have written. Somita, absolutely correct. You got confused by seeing the duration. Happened the same with me because they said next 10 to 20 years. But it depends from organization to organization. But you need to see what is the important thing is what reflects a vision. Goals also reflect the vision. Mission also reflect the vision. Strategy also reflect the vision. Objective also reflect the vision. But out of those 4, what is the best fit answer? It is mission. The very easy question. I asked you yesterday also. Company's game plan for achieving its goal is? A company's game plan for achieving its goal is? Strategy. Great. All right. We are through the practice questions and we are through the details of what vision and mission is. Please go through it. Try to, try to do some practice questions out of, not the questions that we have discussed, but some other questions. The more and more you do the questions, you will read statements which are very similar to each other, right? Statements which are very similar to each other, and that's how it becomes confusing when it is an objective examination. For a subjective examination, it is very easy because you need to only write things. At times it becomes very difficult when you have a very conceptual question, when they give you statements and they want you to prove that particular statements. But when it comes to objective questions, it is little more difficult than subjective part. So do as much as practice questions, because then you will be able to identify the similar statements, and from those similar statements, like the question I told you about, right? The options are very close. And because we are studying mission and vision today, that's the reason, many of us could choose the answer mission. But when it is the examination point of view, when all the questions are collaborative, how do you choose the answer? So the closest thing, read the statements very carefully. Please make sure that you have make pointers. Vision, what you want to be. Mission, what is the purpose of existence? Mission reflects the vision. So make some pointers and you will be good to go. Any questions, anything that you want to ask, please contact us at humanpredators.com. And any questions, anything that you want to change us while we are teaching you, any kind of methodology change during the teaching period, please let us know. All right. Okay. Then we'll see you in our next class. And the topic that we'll be studying would be environment scanning. And we'll talk about the external analysis first, and then we'll go to the internal analysis of the environment scanning in our future classes. All right. Thank you for being here. End the session. Great.